Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the pod. I hope everybody been having a pretty good day, pretty good week. Thanksgiving coming up. Everybody finna get something to eat. I didn't mean to rhyme, but still sounded pretty decent. And I just wanted to come back and start speaking to y'all again. Little podcast episode after my most recent video, well, my second most recent video about FNAF. It's probably the best performing video I've ever had on my channel, and that's a really big accomplishment for me. And I just want to move up from there because the engagement I got on it made me so happy because a lot of people are laughing in the comments. I know to others it might not be a lot, but 8 comments, that's a lot to me, and I love the support. And I plan on trying to grow more and make more people laugh and just have fun in general. But I wanted to come over here and talk about self-control and social event popcorn. And I'll get into self-control first. For a lot of people, self-control is a very difficult thing to even start doing, but it's very difficult to master. Because self-control in a lot of situations just seems so unfathomable, you know? Because when you're in a situation where you want to react, but you don't because you think about what you will do and what you'll say, how it will affect the situation and the others around you before you do it, that's being extremely mature, and that is self-control. Now, a lot of times when people get worked up or agitated, they don't think before they speak. And I'm not trying to justify what they do, but I completely understand where you're coming from when you get upset and you want to just blurt out however you feel. And you're not thinking in the moment, but that's what you're saying. And to a lot of people, when you blurt out something in the moment, they think that's how you truly feel about them. And that may not be how you feel. You just want to say something that, since you're so angry, you want to say something hurtful because you are upset. And even though I understand why you do it because you are upset, you have to learn that that's not good. Once again, self-control is a very difficult aspect to master or even understand, because I didn't start learning self-control till like about 2 years ago. I always wanted to label myself as a calm person, but a lot of times things that were so simple upset me, and I didn't process that the best way. And now I try to do better, and I feel like I am doing better, but it's still not easy to do. Sometimes people get overstimulated with things and they just got a lot going on and they just let it out on people for reasons. Now, personally, I feel like I'd rather let like somebody I'm close to, I'd rather let them let all their anger out, like yelling or whatever towards me, because others may not take that the best way. That brings me back to self-control again. When you start lashing out at people, you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know how they're going to take it. You don't know how their day or life has been going. You don't know what will happen up to that moment. Which is a lot of times why I say, even though you are in situations and circumstances that you may disagree about or not be happy with, you don't always have to lash out and speak about it. It's good to voice your concerns and opinions, but sometimes you just got to be quiet about it. Or be a little bit more passive with how you speak. That don't mean let people run over you, but that does mean control yourself. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. Think about the outcome of what's going to happen. Think about the way you say it too. Because a lot of times, instead of people trying to be more understanding, they'll get defensive because they may feel threatened by authority over them or something. And I understand. That's happened to me before. I'm kind of digressing, but when someone is over you and they start speaking to you about something you're uncomfortable with, or even it could be a friend, when someone starts speaking to you about something that you're uncomfortable with or something that bothers you, of course you may not take it the best way because it's something that bothers you. You don't want to hear about that. And that's when people start getting defensive and get aggressive. Now, I understand it is very difficult to take criticism, and taking criticism from people that are close to you or you value doesn't feel good because it seems like they're trying to pick at you. But a lot of times people could try to be constructive, constructive with what they say and how they speak to you. So you don't always have to get defensive. Once again, self-control. I understand in a moment you may not feel the best about it, but if you take some time and think about what you're going to say before you say it, think about the impact of how it may I can't talk. Think about the impact of what it may do around you to the people around you. And I know a lot of times people be like, oh, they made me mad, so it's their fault for whatever happens next. I don't like when people around me say that. It's such a silly mindset. It's so childish, and not to be rude, it's stupid to feel that way. You shouldn't have made me mad. Now I say whatever I want. And I come to think of that again, like, where's your self-control? Are you that emotionally immature to where you can't control yourself even though you're mad? Or even apologize for being mean, but instead it's completely on the other person that they upset you and now you get to act whatever way you want. It makes me unhappy because that you can't really get far with that kind of attitude towards things. You got to be able to at least confess or apologize when you do something wrong to people. And it's rare nowadays for people to actually have self control because there's so many fights and aggression. Speaking of aggression and self control, staying under the umbrella of self control, when you control yourself in situations and think about your next action, you think about all the negative things that could come from how you speak or what you do. I have a lot of people I know around me that are very confrontational when something doesn't go their way or something happens that they disagree with. They're very confrontational, and they confront the wrong people. Like, sometimes you just can't win. You can't win in situations, and that's when you be quiet and you work on that quietly instead of trying to get loud with the person you can't win to. That could be teachers, your mother, your father, your boss, your coworkers, people of that nature. And you can't always win. There isn't always a good outcome for you, but c'est la vie. You can't do nothing about it. It is what it is, man. And you just gotta learn to control yourself in them situations, because oftentimes people like let their emotions get the best of them at the worst times. They don't do nothing good for no one, especially not yourself. And you gotta learn to be able to just control yourself overall. And take criticism better if you do get it constructively from someone, because if they are telling you that, it's just because they care about you, especially if they try to be nice about it. But overall, my friends, learn better self-control. Learn to think before you speak, and learn to weigh your actions before you do them. On a more positive note, I was at a basketball game yesterday, and I had some popcorn. And oh my goodness, I had this epiphany that popcorn at social events like movies, baseball games, basketball games, football games, is better than popcorn when you're by yourself. And I know a lot of people only eat popcorn at those events, but I used to eat popcorn at the house. And I realized that social event popcorn is way leagues better than regular popcorn. It's not even a close discussion. It's just better flavor. You get live entertainment while you eat it. And you usually have people around you that are really enthusiastic about what's going on. It's a positive vibe with social popcorn. And I feel like it's underrated. Social popcorn is like peak of snacks you can eat at a social event. Like, it's light. It's easy to clean up, because if you don't eat it and it falls on the ground or something, like a bird, a squirrel, something could go get it, because and it's biodegradable. It's a plant. It comes from corn kernels. But I think social popcorn is probably the best snack for for like anything in general, especially social events, movies. Big bucket of popcorn. Watching the movie, laughing, having fun at the movies. Even if it's a scary movie, that popcorn gonna hit every time. Every single time. Every social event, that popcorn is gonna hit. But that's all I got for y'all today. I hope these podcast episodes start getting bigger, because I feel like I got a good message to spread. And if I keep on working and I keep everything going ahead, keep my head on straight, stay positive, keep it pushing, feel like all of this is gonna be better, because I realize I'm getting more activity on my channel, even though like to a lot of people it's not a lot of activity. Like, I'm finna go look at some of my videos right now, and I have 30 views on my most recent podcast episode, and I think that's really cool because most of the time my podcast only get like 10 views, and I'm happy that I'm actually growing more, and I plan on having a big channel with a big family and a lot of positivity in here. So when people come back, like kids come back home from school or adults get off of work, they come tune in, they chill out, they have fun, they laugh a little bit, and they help brighten their day a little bit. And it's a lot of positivity I want to spread. And this video kind of long for a podcast episode. A lot of people won't last this long. If you last this long, say in the comments, Roach the goat. Say no, not the goat. I'm not a goat. Say Roach and Ghost. Say Roach and Ghost in the comments if you got this far. But other than that, that is all. Bye. Love y'all.